Hey everyone, and welcome to part 82, and I believe I'm 100 now, and I am. Yes, you saw that I was 97, and 3 days passed by, 98, 99, 100. But as you can see, the age meter doesn't have room for 3 digits, because instead it just says 10. And it's day 11, so we'll be checking on Monzaemon. Yeah, I'd actually completely overlooked that. I know I was aware that I was 97 and I'd be waking up at the age of 100, but then I overlooked it, I forgot about it. Then I remembered pretty much as soon as I started. It's weird, the first time I did it, it felt like a massive achievement because I devoted myself to it and I was staying alive purely for the age, but with this challenge where I've been doing other stuff and where I've already done it, for some reason it doesn't quite feel the same this time. And then that might be because of how quickly it's flown by. When you want something to increase, it goes up very slowly, aka the championship wins. And when I was wanting my age to go up, because I was aiming for 100, I've just realised, if I... actually, hold on. I should probably stop resting there, actually, because if Monzaemon does show, then it's going to take me a bit of time to battle him. So I should probably go now, while I've got a few hours before the tournament. Because I don't really want to... because it's going to take me some time, so yeah, I'll need the hours, so I best... yeah, okay. If Monzaemon doesn't show, then I'll just go back to the clinic and carry on. Yeah, when I had Mega Speedruns and I was wanting the age to go up, that's what made it go up slowly, but here I wasn't so focused on it. I kind of wish that he had stayed on... oh, I don't want to explain it. I kind of wish that he had stayed at the age of 1 forever. At least that way I wouldn't have needed sea basses. But when you want to do something, I guess you have to do things the hard way somewhat. I should probably save and make sure that I go the right way, because I haven't really got the time to guess where the back dimension is. I'll save, so I haven't really got the time to guess where the back dimension is and go from one place to the other. I need to get it right the first time. So we've got to get it right, which means we've got to go straight to Freezeland, or more accurately, straight to Ice Sanctuary, or more accurately, straight to Back Dimension. And then Ice Sanctuary. So Freezeland initially. Now, in regards to Monzaemon, here's an interesting thought. One of the places where you can battle him is Ice Sanctuary. That's where we're going to now. But that's not what I was going to touch upon. The other two places, Grey Lord's Mansion and Olga Fortress. Now, in Olga Fortress, when you after you defeat Olgamon the first time, you then have access to the Olga Fortress, because the Olgamon there backs down and lets you in. And in the area where you fight Monzaemon, obviously, this is... because obviously you know the area where you fight Monzaemon. When you go there for the first time, this is not the back dimension or anything like that, this is just Olga Fortress. When you go there for the first time, what am I trying to say? There's those 3 Ogumons that are guarding the way, and you either speak to one of them that says Formation A, or you speak to one who says Formation B, or you speak to one who says Formation C. But either way, the three Argumons battle you. Items are gone. I mean, I'd take them if they were there, but they're not. But yeah, and obviously when you, and then obviously you make it through, you defeat them, make it through, and then you battle Ulgamon for the second time, and then the Argumons disappear. But supposing you were to say stuff Ulgamon and ignore him, because you could easily unlock back dimension without him. It'd only cost you 2 prosperity points. But supposing you were to say stuff it and just, you know, just ignore Ulgamon, and obviously the 3 Argumons would stay. The interesting question is, if you were to do the rest of the game, do Mount Infinity, and then have Machine Dramon on a rematch, and it was at Olga Fortress, supposing it's possible, I wonder if the 3 Argumons would be there. I wonder if the... It's a bit... I know I'm sounding a bit ambitious, but I wonder, if you were to battle him in the Olga Fortress without defeating the Argumons, I wonder if the Argumons would still be there when you battle Machine Dramon. My guess is that they wouldn't. But it was just a thought, and I have the same question in regards to my Ultismon in Greylord's Mansion. Because he's lying there for the first time initially, isn't he? Thunderbolt. Ooh, 1,000. Stop blocking. Well, Machine Dramon's meant to be the most powerful opponent. He didn't quite live up to his name in that battle though, did he? I'm aware I'm going to be entering the tournament without maximum stats, or rather without my HP and MP at maximum. But let's not worry, it's a D tournament, isn't it? So I can live without the HP and MP. Well, it was interesting that we apparently had the same attack and defense, and yet my Thunderbolt did more damage to him than his Thunderbolt did to me. But maybe it's just where he's a machine, maybe he's just more vulnerable to it. And that's pretty good timing, to be honest. But yeah, in Greylord's Mansion, obviously, initially, my Ultismon is lying on the ground, and obviously you give him the meat and help him out, which obviously takes him to that dining room. But supposing you weren't to bother with my Ultismon... Gee, should I... Do you know what? I think I'll take the chain melons out, actually. Yeah, I've got an extra 3 days there. But yeah, supposing you were to just not do Greylord's Mansion and leave my Ultismon there, and then do Back Dimension, and then have Machine Dramon in Greylord's Mansion, I wonder, would my Ultismon be lying on the ground when you battle him? Just a thought. A weird thought, but... I mean... I don't know a great deal about game mechanics, but I imagine it's probably programmed so that the Agumons wouldn't be in the Olga Fortress and my Ultismon wouldn't be in Greylord's Mansion when you're there battling Machine Dramon, because the game mechanics probably thinks it's a different place or something. I highly doubt that what I'm saying would be the case. Tamer level didn't go down again. I would imagine that it just wouldn't happen. That's just what I think. I've never actually tried it. I've never tried it. And I think the reason why I've never tried it is because I strongly believe that they wouldn't be there. When you think about it, in the Ice Sanctuary, in the area where you beat Battle Machine Dramon, if you're there normally, there's a couple of Garurumons, isn't there? And they're not there when you battle Machine Dramon, are they? So if they're going to disappear, then I would imagine the Agumons and my Ultismon would also disappear. But then it might not even be Greylord's Mansion, it might not be Ice Sanctuary, it might not be Olga Fortress, it could be an illusion, it could just be the back dimension, a weird dimension, it might not even be the same place, might it? It could just be an illusion, it could be the weird dimension place. I suppose the only way to be sure is to try it, but I never have tried it, and probably never will. So I just don't think it's going to happen. My HP and MP are probably actually going to refill from this tournament, but I'm going to give a Sea Bass straight after, so it doesn't really matter. Out of genuine curiosity, would it even be physically possible to lose the D tournament with the Digimon that I've got and the stats that I've got and the techniques that I've got? Would it even be physically possible to lose a D tournament? I mean, sure, if you were to try and lose it, then I'm sure it would be possible, but if you were to genuinely try to win, I just don't see how it would be possible for you to lose. Unless you get stupidly unlucky. If they were to say get you with Teardrop or something and then flatten you, and then do like Poison Claw or something and then poison you, and then every time you become unflattened do Teardrop again and immediately flatten you. That's the only way I can think of where it might be possible. Oh, don't want to give him a... Did I just give him a Sea Bass? Okay, that was stupid of me. That was stupid. That was a waste of a sea bass. Although I'm giving him 4 a day, so with 12 I'm going to get 3 days. With 13 I'm going to get 3 days. Because thinking at 4 would be 1 day, 8 would be 2 days, 12 would be 3 days. So it doesn't matter if I have 12 or 13. Either way, I'm going to get an extra day, aren't I? So it's not really that costly, to be honest. Basically, I've gone from having 3 days and a quarter to just having 3 days, but integers all that matter really. It's about whole numbers. Whole numbers are what's important, and yeah, just means that when I go fishing again, I'm going to have to catch 1 extra black trout and 1 extra sea bass. But that's not really going to make all the difference because I've caught hundreds, so 1 more is not going to make all the difference, is it? So a mandatory sea tournament. Another tournament that's below our level, but it was the only thing that I could enter. It would be harder than the D. Still could cost me that tamer level that I'm looking to lose. It is interesting though, some of the things that you can do with this game. Like me managing to get a profit of 0 in the Monzaemon shop. Me managing to get all of my stats down to 0. I don't know if any of you saw that video, but I made sure I had a tamer level of 0. I let my Digimon fade away. I started again with a new Digimon, and where my tamer level was 0, obviously I started off with bad stats, and I basically just repeatedly had care mistakes, Digivolved to Sukamon, then gave him a Digivolution item, then had more care mistakes, back to Sukamon, and just kept going like that. My stats kept halving, and then eventually I managed to get my stats down to 0. My HP, MP, attack, defense, speed and brains, I got all of them down to 0. And whenever you try and have a battle, you just fall to the ground and die. And the Digimon that I did it with, ironically, was Etamon. And I think he ended up... I know for a fact I needed to prolong his life in order for me to reach 0 of everything, and I obviously typically had to do it with sea basses. I had to prolong his life with sea basses. And I had to give him sea basses to prolong his life, because with the time that it took to fill the care mistake gorge and get Sukamon and keep doing it, obviously with the standard age, it wasn't long enough for me to halve my stats down to 0, and so I had to extend his life beyond the normal threshold, so I had to give him sea basses, and I think he ended up living to 36. Gabumon was running about, so I favoured Megalospark. Yeah, because with that, when I got the stats down to 0, obviously I went from a baby Digimon, I can't even remember which one it was, but I went from a baby Digimon straight to Sukamon, and then to Etamon, then back from Sukamon to Etamon, to Sukamon to Etamon. So getting his stats down to 0 required a lot of sea basses, but it also required a few gold bananas, so it was quite expensive. But the sea basses were the bigger pain, although I didn't need anywhere near as many as I have needed in this challenge. Compare the difference, 36, 100. I started with sea basses at the age of about 15 with both that and this. So 36 minus 15 is 21, about 21 days of sea basses. 100 minus 15 is 85, about 85 days of sea basses. I always offer the portable potty before the sirloin, because if I give him a sirloin first, his discipline may boost slightly, and then he's less likely to reject the portable potty, and I actually want him to reject the portable potty, because that way I can scold him and then boost his discipline a little bit. But it's not something I care too much about. Day will be on now. Tomorrow will be day 13, and that will be the last day of the part. It's day 14 is when the part ends. Okay. Yeah, so watch the age thing. It says 10 still. And it still says 10. I did go into details. Either it just doesn't have the capacity of 3 digits, and so when you get to 100 it just corrupts it and it just freezes on 10 forever. Or it is still keeping track, but it only has room to show you the first 2 digits. And regardless of whether you're 100 or 101 or 102 or 109, you know, the first 2 digits are 10, and that's what it's showing you, the first 2 digits 10. And when he reaches 110, which he will do in this challenge, maybe it will show the first 2 digits, which will be 11, and it may show as 11 instead of 10. But I genuinely don't know, because, well, this is now the oldest I've ever been, because the Mega Seadramon on my previous file is, I would say, younger. Because I think he did exceed 100, but it's literally like 101 or something. So the Etamon here, who is, what's he now? Day 11 he reached 100, didn't he? Day 11 he reached 100, didn't he? So day 12 101, day 13 102. Yeah. Either my Etamon is older, or they're about the same age, but Either way, I've never made it to 110 before, so this will be the first time that I make it to 110. So it's all new territory. And it would be a great shame to see him go, because you sort of grow a companionship after such a long time. Although the Digimon have varied though, haven't they? Because, well, let's look at it. It went from Agumon to Greymon to Digitalmon to Sukamon to Vadermon to Sukamon to Etamon to Sukamon to Piximon to Sukamon to Megaseedramon to Sukamon to Phoenixmon to Sukamon to Metal Greymon to Sukamon to Etamon again. Oh wait, no, that's not how it went. Metal Greymon came before Phoenixmon. Well, I don't know how it went. I can't even remember how it went, but it went from Agumon to Greymon to Digitalmon to Sukamon, then I think it was Vadermon, then Sukamon again, then I think it was Etamon, then Sukamon again, and then I think it was Piximon, then Sukamon again, then Metal Greymon, Sukamon. Megaseed? I don't know. I've forgotten, but end of the day, I've had lots of different Digimon. So it's not like I've had the same Digimon the whole time, which is basically how it is with my Megaseedramon, who's 100, because I went from, I believe, I can't even remember. I know I'm sure my champion Digimon was Waymon, and I naturally digivolved to Megaseedramon. I can't remember what baby Digimon I had or what rookie Digimon I had, but I know I had Waymon, and then Waymon digivolved to Megaseedramon, and normally they digivolve to an Ultimate at about the age of 12 or so, don't they? So, yeah, I went from... But the fact of the matter is that the vast majority of that time was spent with Megaseedramon. And when he gets to the age of 100, obviously the majority of 100 is a long time, so you sort of grow a companionship. And that's why I kept hold of that, like, memory card, the save data, and I've not deleted it and probably never will. Even though this Etamon either is older or will become older. But it was with lots and lots of different Digimon, so it's not quite the same companionship, is it? With my Megaseedramon, if I really wanted to, I could digivolve to Sukamon, then give him a Digivolution item to digivolve to a different Ultimate. And it's not like I'm completely turning my back on Megaseedramon, because it would be possible to get him back, but it would mean fishing a Coral Charm. It's a Digimon that you can get again, you know. If it was, say, Hercules Carpalterimon, then it would be different, because if you were to digivolve to Sukamon, then digivolve to a different Digimon, you wouldn't be able to get Hercules Carpalterimon back, would you? Hercules Carpalterimon either digivolves from Carpalterimon or Quagamon, but if you're going to digivolve to Sukamon and give a Digivolution item, you can only give an Ultimate Digivolution item. So you can only digivolve to an Ultimate, and it would be, and you wouldn't digivolve to Hercules Carpalterimon because that would be ludicrous. It'd be ludicrous to have a Hercules Carpalterimon, then digivolve to Sukamon, then give them a Digivolution item that makes you digivolve to Hercules Carpalterimon. So instead you would give them a Digivolution item that makes them digivolve to a separate Ultimate, and then you would never be able to get Hercules Carpalterimon again, because you wouldn't be able to get the champion Digimon that naturally digivolves to Hercules Carpalterimon, because that just wouldn't be possible. It wouldn't be possible to go from an Ultimate to a champion who isn't Sukamon, and you would have no leads to the Beetle tournament, and so you would never see Hercules Carpalterimon again in that Digimon's life. Now I have a choice here. I can either continue with the D or enter the S. My prosperity points at 9. No, my tamer level's at 9. I'll go for the S. Tamer level is still 9, isn't it? Yeah. Surprised it hasn't gone down. I've entered a few Ds and a C, to the best of my memory. I'm surprised the tamer level hasn't gone back down. So I've got a day of sea basses left, and I have 85 championship wins. Well, if it's 3 tournaments per part, then it's going to go up by 3s, isn't it? So 85, 88, 91, 94, 97, 100. Goes in quite nicely. Well, thank you everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed.